probability and money that's available to try and play into these things. And because of that, they actually have very strong parallels to the world of trading. Very strong parallels, in fact, to the world of trading. So I want to show you this race that I actually logged in real time for you so that we could have the numbers in real time that you could analyze. You know, and obviously the race is now finished. I've got the results, so we can take a look at how the race ended up panning out. So about 20 minutes ago, this was the numbers. This was the numbers here. Now, what the numbers mean is I've got a premium to trade into. If I've not got a premium, I've not got a trade, right? So when about 20 minutes ago, we had a premium of 50 points on Dutch Finale. So I think this horse is about 50 points too rich. Does that make sense? I think the horse is about 50 points too rich compared to what I believe is the actual case for this horse. Every other horse was then looked at and said, and you can see that I thought there was a discount to every bet. So I don't think there's any value in any other horse. So I'm looking at this value and I'm saying, right, I've got that value. I'm going to put £1,000 on Dutch Finale. The only problem is, like trading, things change. So like trading, what happened was that you can see that the premium and discount changed on two other horses. This one stayed the same, 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 this one stayed the same. This one got even worse. This became an absolute no chance, not a chance in a billion years. Regardless of anything else that happens, this horse will not win. Even in a one-horse race, this horse will not win. But there's a chance that these two might start making a big play. And the one that really caught my eye just before the off was this horse here. I came in with a 50-point premium on that horse, 50 points. So I put £1,000 on that horse as well. Now, because that horse had a 20-point premium, I thought it was worthwhile covering that horse for 700 just in case. And so this was what you would call, if anybody's aware of the phrase, a saver bet. So this was my saver bet here. So I think the race is between this one here and this one here. 50-point premium, 50-point premium. £1,000 on each of them, £700 on Midnight City. And if you look at who won the race and who came second, look at the results. Look at the results and tell me if that's not phenomenal. So we got £1,000 on at 7-2, which is £3,500 returned, minus £1,700, which means that we made a profit of £1,800 in that race. Now that's not bad. You might say, but you bet 2,700 quid, so it's not a great return on investment to make £1,800. You know, we were in the race for about 5 minutes, 4 minutes. So £1,800 in 4 minutes, based on premiums and discounts, I think is pretty good. So that covers the next race, and then the next race, and then the next race, depending upon what else we see, what else we find, what else we do. And it's all about finding a premium or a discount. And most horses are at a terrible price against what we, you know, the price is worse than the prices should be. You know, and we can obviously understand that that is a strong storyline that we want to try and play into. And when we look at the full results of this trade here, you see the horse that I thought had zero chance. Do you see it? I mean, the horse odds are actually better than the horse odds here, aren't they? So this march, you know, this march up the road is at 21s, and the bet we've got on Sultan of OG is at 17s. But I think it's massively underpriced. Massively underpriced. Yeah. So look at what the actual result of the full race was. Look at the actual result of the full race. Look who was last, guys. See who was last in the race out of 10 horses? 6 lengths behind the horse in 9th. 6 lengths behind the horse in 9th was Sultan of OG, the horse that was a terrible price. It had no chance. I said to you guys, it's got no chance of making anything in this race. No chance at all. And it came in last, 6 lengths behind the horse that was second last. And we already knew that that was the result. We already knew that that was going to be the result from that race. Could every other horse have fallen over and Sultan of Oji ends up winning the race? Sure, of course it can. There's always a chance, isn't there? But what's the probability? Pretty slim. The probability is pretty short, isn't it? So this is what we start to recognize about the marketplace. When we think about the marketplace, we're always asking the same questions. Have I got an edge? Is there an opportunity, perhaps, to play into anything? I'm looking at the next race, and of course, I'm looking for horses that look on the face of it to be really interesting. And last night, I saw a horse that had a massive edge, and that we backed it. We backed the horse at 8.0. Now, I don't think it's I'm not saying it's the favourite, but we backed the horse at 8.0 last night. And when I looked at the odds this morning, when I've looked at the odds this morning, you know, that 8.0 horse is trading this morning at 4.3. The 8.0 horse is trading at 4.3. This is the horse here. And it's actually now trading at 4.2. So this is the horse last night that we had the 400-point premium on. 400-point premium. Now, obviously, that premium's now been used up, hasn't it? So does this horse have a value to bet at 4.2? No. So do you see the point I'm making about value? When it's at 8, I've got 400 points of value. But when it's at 4, I've not got any value anymore, right? So I've got a choice. I can lay off the horse at 4 because it's now fair, and I can bank the money, Simon. So even before the race starts, I can now sell the bet back to the bookmaker, and I can make a very, very nice profit. Or I can just let the horse run off with value intact and let it run, right? Let it run. And sometimes the value keeps developing. I mean, for example, Key Bar on this race is a very strong favourite, right? A very strong favourite. My rating on this horse is that that's probably about 15 points on the wrong side. About 15 points on the wrong side. Yeah. Danik, I think, is on the wrong side as well by about 75 points, realistically, just now. Musical Angel, probably on the wrong side by about 100. Lazar, probably fair value just now. Henry Tudor at 9s, wrong side by about 100. Shavkat, probably about 0, so that could be a bet. It's not got a premium, so it's not a bet yet, but it could be a premium. That's got a 0. It's just a terrible price regardless. And Man of Steel, probably got a small premium on this actually at the moment. But it's a terrible bet because it's a very, very big outsider, right? So the chances of this horse winning are pretty slim, but a very small bet on this one because it's got a premium about 200 points on it. So it's got a small premium of about 200, which means that there's a potential for a small each way on this. Maybe we could do £100 or something on each way on this one, just because. But it has a very, very, very small chance of winning, right? Very small chance of winning. So there's not any value in this race for me, is there? I suppose that's the point. There's no value. Now, Key Bar's actually starting to drift in value now in terms of what I think, based on the weight of money and the type of money that's coming in, because we weight the informed trade that's coming into a race, right? So we weight the informed money that's coming into a race, and I'm going to start thinking that this is starting to generate a small premium on that bit of business, and I'm watching it just now. Danex's about 50 points on the wrong side at the moment based on the money that I'm seeing. Musical Angels about 100 still on the wrong side, so that's the same. Lazar at the moment, probably about 13 points on the wrong side at the moment. Henry Tudor, 50 points on the wrong side. Probably is still a 0. And Luminous Warrior, absolute shite. So probably about 500 at the moment. 500 on the wrong side. So not a strong bet. I mean, strong bets for me would be plus 50. So very small betting proposition here. But we've already made our money in this race anyway because of the Lazar horse that we got at 400 points. So think about those numbers there, and think about that. This horse, when I first saw the money coming in, this horse was sitting on a plus 400. And we were able to back it at that plus 400, and that was at 8.0. And we managed to get a lot of money on that horse at 400 at 8.0, which has now dropped down to 4.2. So, like trading, just because you've got an edge doesn't mean you've got probability. The two things need to be seen as separate. You understand that? They've got to be seen as separate. They can't be seen as the same thing in your trading. So when we've got an edge, it's not the same as probability, because the edge might be saying you've got a 10-to-1 shot that should be a 5-to-1 shot, but you've still only got a 20% probability of the horse winning, right? Trading's exactly the same. We might have a massive edge at a bottom edge, but our probability is less than the sell, perhaps, because we're at a bottom edge. We're a weak-handed buyer. And that's why we keep warning you about being the guy that tries to buy into the session lows, because what happened to the guy that buys the session lows? The guy gets stopped out. The guy buys a session low, gets stopped out. The guy buys a session low, maybe gets stopped out. The guy that sells into the session lows, that guy made money. This guy made money. This guy made money. This guy's made money, right? Every guy that's selling into the session lows is making money so far, aren't they? Is that not a statistic that you want to put in your favour? Is that not a statistic you want on your side? Bloody well should be.